In this presentation, I'm going to go over our assignment for this week. And in this week, we're going to go do the critical appraisal scales and checklist step of our step 3 of our evidence-based practice and in our CAT assignment. So hopefully you've watched the other videos before you got to this point. In those other videos, they talk about what is critical appraisal and what are some of these scales. And as a reminder that for each article that you're using to answer your specific clinical question, PICO or question, you're going to analyze each article using an appropriate scale, a critical analysis scale and checklist, or Casc, I'm just going to call it that. So again, you should pick a scale that's appropriate for your research method or research design, as I provided in the class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to a completed CAT paper. This particular paper was provided in week 2, I believe, in our class, or week 1 or 2 or 3. And how you're going to, this paper will provide you an example of how you should write your paper for this week. So in the assignment for this week, you have two main areas that you're going to write up. The first area is the evidence quality assessment. Here you're basically going to just identify which Casc scale you used. So for our article here, the Center for Evidence-Based Medicine, or CEBM appraisal tool for cross-sectional studies, was used to critically appraise 4 articles and address validity. And then it provides an overview of what that scale contains. Then it also talks about the other appraisal tool, the MMAT, was utilized to critically appraise 1 mixed method study and address the validity. Then it tells me that the MMAT checklist contains 7 questions that allot yes, cannot tell, or no comments for each question. Notice that they're citing these scales here. So make sure that you're doing that. So that's the first step. You're just going to provide an overview of which evidence quality assessments were used. So that's just a summary of that. Then you're going to go down to the results of your evidence quality assessment. Here, you'll provide a summary of what happens here. So all 5 articles, all 5 of the articles that met inclusion criteria had a level of evidence 2, according to the sort. Okay, so you don't need to do this part here. So the study by such and such had an appraisal score of 11 of 12. So the Gantz had a score of 10, 12, all those score ratings. Okay, got to get to the next page. According to the CEMB tool. One study, the athletic training by such and such, had an appraisal score of 10 of 12 on this CMB. Another study performed by Pitney et al. Had a score of 7.7 on that particular score. So that's what you're doing. You're just providing the summary of the score for each of your different assessment tools that you're using. Then in our tables, you're just going to put the score. So if the score is 10 out of 11 or 12 out of whatever, provide the name to see if you use this Casc or this JBI, and you'll put the score there for that, for each one of your articles. So it's pretty quick and dirty. Again, if you need help with how to write, find a published CAT, and that will help you with writing up this particular section. I recommend doing that for every section in this particular CAT paper.